What really happens when you pray in bed before you fall asleep? The candle beside the bed had burned down to a stub. In a royal palace in Jerusalem, a king named Hezekiah was dying. He was 39 years old. He had no son. The throne of David, the royal line from which the Messiah was promised to come, was about to vanish from the earth. Not in battle, not in exile, in a sickbed. The prophet Isaiah walked into the chamber. His face gave away the message before his mouth did. He delivered the crushing sentence of God. "Set your house in order. You shall die." Isaiah turned and walked back out, his hand trembling on the doorframe. Around the room stood silent men. The high priest, the royal physician, the guards. A king cannot fall apart in front of his court. A king cannot weep in front of physicians. A king cannot break while witnesses watch. So Hezekiah did the only thing his failing body could still do. He turned his face toward the wall. In royal bedchambers of the ancient world, the bed ran flush against the stone. He created 6 inches of sanctuary in a room full of staring men. And from that pillow, pressed into the cold stone, he began to weep. The ancient Hebrew text uses a doubled verb. He wept, heaving, uncontrollable brokenness. God's response was miraculously swift. Isaiah was still inside the building. God stopped the prophet in the corridor. Isaiah turned around. He walked back to the bedside. He spoke the words that have echoed through every sickbed for 2,700 years. "I have heard thy prayer. I have seen thy tears. Behold, I will heal thee." 15 years, added to a death sentence, from a bed. And here is what no one in church has ever told you. He was not the only one. Scripture is full of people who met God most powerfully when their bodies were horizontal. And if you have ever felt guilty for praying in bed, what you are about to hear will change the last 5 minutes of every night for the rest of your life. Let us begin in a place you might not expect. The tabernacle at Shiloh. It is the middle of the night. The air inside the holy tent is thick and heavy. It carries the earthy scent of myrrh, sweet cinnamon, and burnt olive oil. The golden menorah is flickering low. Its flame is barely alive. It casts long, dancing shadows against the heavy woven curtains. And ere the lamp of God went out in the temple of the Lord, where the ark of God was, and Samuel was laid down to sleep, a single flame still burned in the darkness, and beside that fading flame, a boy was sleeping. His name was Samuel. His mother, Hannah, had wept him into existence at this very altar years ago. She had taken it to the Lord in prayer until heaven answered. Now the boy served under the aging priest Eli. He slept on a thin mat near the Ark of the Covenant, close enough to smell the acacia wood. In that profound silence, a voice cut through the stillness like a blade. The boy jolts awake. His heart hammers against his ribs. He assumes it is Eli. He throws off his blanket. He runs barefoot across the cold stone floor. The chill shocks his skin. He stands at the old priest's bedside, breathing hard. Eli blinks in the darkness. He shakes his head and sends the boy back to bed. This happens a second time. The boy rises again. His bare feet slap against the cold stone again. Again, the old man shakes his head. The third time, something shifts behind the old priest's clouded eyes. A holy recognition. Eli realizes what is happening in the shadows. The God who had been completely silent across the entire nation of Israel was speaking again, and he was speaking to a child, in a bed. Pay very close attention to Eli's instruction here. Eli is the high priest. He knows the strict, unforgiving protocols of the tabernacle better than any living person. If anyone in all of Israel was going to demand rigid posture, it would be him. But listen to the text. The original Hebrew uses the word shukev. It literally means lying down, reclining, resting. And here is what that means for anyone who has ever felt guilty about praying in bed. God's explicit instruction, delivered through the highest spiritual authority in the land, to receive the most important prophetic word in a generation, was not a demand for performance. It was an invitation to rest. Go back to bed, lie down, and listen. The boy slips back beneath his blankets for the 4th time. The silence wraps around him. His heart is pounding. He waits in the dim golden lamplight. God did not require Samuel to change his physical posture. He only required him to change his heart's attention. And the Lord came, and stood, and called as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. Then Samuel answered, Speak, for thy servant heareth. Lying down. We leave now the hushed tabernacle for the raw, unforgiving wilderness. We find a man running for his life. His name is Jacob. He is a fugitive. He has deceived his blind father. He has stolen a sacred blessing. His older brother has sworn a blood oath to kill him. His mother whispered one word, run. So Jacob ran. No servants, no supplies, no donkey, just the clothes on his back, and the crushing weight of his own guilt pressing down on his chest with every step. The sun sets over the desolate Judean hills. The temperature plummets. The desert air turns biting cold. Jacob stops. His legs tremble from sheer exhaustion. There is no inn, there is no shelter, just rocks and silence and the vast, indifferent sky. He gathers some jagged stones from the dry ground. The specific Hebrew word here is Mera Ashotav. It means, at his head, a stone for a pillow. Not a folded garment, not a cushion, a rock. A man who grew up sleeping on soft wool in his father's tent is now collapsing in the dirt with a stone under his neck. It is the absolute lowest moment of his life. And if you have ever laid down at the end of a day so hard that even the mattress felt like a punishment, you know exactly where Jacob is. He falls asleep, and while his physical defenses are entirely surrendered, heaven leans down. God pulls back the veil of eternity. Jacob dreams of a massive, gleaming stairway. Its base rests firmly in the dust. Its top pierces the heavens. Angels ascend and descend in an unbroken stream. And the Lord stands above it all, speaking promises of protection over this broken, guilty, horizontal man. Jacob jolts awake. The desert stars blaze above him. His body shakes with a holy terror. He whispers a realization into the freezing night. Surely the Lord is in this place, and I knew it not. He takes that very stone, the instrument of his desperate, painful sleep. He sets it upright as a pillar. He pours oil on it. He names the place Bethel, the house of God. The very place where Jacob laid his guilty, weary head became the gate of heaven. Finally, we arrive at the most chaotic scene of all, and this one changes everything. Because this time, the person sleeping is not a young boy or a terrified fugitive. It is the Son of God. It is evening on the Sea of Galilee. Jesus and his disciples push their wooden boat out onto the water. The water is calm at first. The oars cut through the dark surface. Then the wind hits like a wall. Massive waves crash over the sides. The freezing salt spray blinds the men. These are experienced fishermen. Peter, Andrew, James, and John have spent their entire lives on this lake. They know its killing power. They are absolutely terrified. They scream over the howling wind, gripping the sides of the boat, convinced they are seconds from the bottom of the lake. And where is Jesus? He is in the stern. The lowest point. His head is resting on a cushion. He is fast asleep. The Greek word Mark uses is proskephalion. It describes a heavy leather sandbag used as ballast. While the boat fills with deadly water, while grown men scream in terror, Jesus is breathing slowly, peacefully, his head on a leather cushion. The disciples are vertical, awake, and completely terrified. Jesus is horizontal, asleep and in perfect peace. They shake him awake. Jesus stands up slowly. He looks at the raging storm. He speaks to the violent sea, the way you would speak to a restless child. Peace, be still. Immediately, the wind dies. The waves flatten. The only sound is the water dripping from the rigging and the stunned breathing of 12 men. Here is the profound truth for tonight. Jesus could sleep in the hurricane because he knew exactly who was in control. His sleep was not laziness. His sleep was not apathy. His sleep was trust made visible. It was faith you could hear in the rhythm of his breathing. The psalmist declared it, "Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep." And another beautiful promise follows. For so he giveth his beloved sleep. Because God does not sleep, you can sleep. Your rest is not irresponsible. He takes the night shift. When you lay your head on your pillow tonight and release the storm to him, you are walking in the exact footsteps of Christ. 4 beds. A dying king pressed against a palace wall. A boy asleep in a temple. a fugitive on a rock, the Son of God on a leather cushion, 4 horizontal bodies, and in every single one, heaven leaned down close. Listen to what Scripture has always said about the night hours, and no one told you. King David did not restrict his worship to the temple. He declared, "When I remember thee upon my bed, and meditate on thee in the night watches." His bed was the place where his faith was fed. Another psalm invites a radical joy. "Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds." The Hebrew root is reinin. It means a ringing, triumphant shout. Not a timid, sleepy whisper, not a guilty mumble, a shout. God invites you to cry out in victory from the very mattress religion told you was unworthy. Consider the passionate pursuit found in holy poetry. "By night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth." The Hebrew word balelot is plural, nights. Not just one night. It describes a persistent, aching yearning for the presence of God in the dark hours. Seeking God in bed is not laziness, it is intensity. And perhaps most astonishingly, God himself commands this posture. Stand in awe and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed, and be still. The bed was never an apology. The bed was an altar. Now, friend, I want to be completely honest with you. Not every single prayer belongs in a bed. There are specific seasons that require fasting. There are urgent, desperate moments that demand you fall hard on your knees in absolute, vertical surrender. Do not trade those holy seasons for physical comfort, but for the end of the day, for the handing over of heavy worries you simply cannot carry for another hour, for your quiet time before sleep takes you. The bed is a sacred place. It is where you surrender the illusion of your own control and choose to trust the God who never closes his eyes. His mercies are new every single morning. When you lie down tonight, you are not retreating from God. You are positioning yourself to be held by him. He is faithful, even in the silence. If you are lying in bed right now, or if you will be soon, try something. Close your eyes. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel the mattress holding you. Let the heavy weight of the day fall away. And pray this in your heart. Lord, I am tired. The day was heavy, and my mind is full. But tonight, I make this bed my altar. I surrender my worries and my unfinished battles to you. You do not sleep, so I can rest. Guard my mind. Restore my soul. Wake me with your peace. If this word brought peace to your heart tonight, type "My bed is an altar" in the comments below. Let every tired believer who scrolls past this video know they are not alone. Like this video so one more exhausted soul sees it before they fall asleep. Subscribe to the channel. Next time, we will explore what God is doing in the hours you cannot remember. Sleep well, friend. God is awake.